subscribe? Tariq Radio. Watch and subscribe.
Let's get Benny. Let's get Benny in here. Benny, hop on in, Benny. Benny Tesfaye.
How you doing, Tariq? You said my last name perfectly.
Yes, indeed. How you doing, Benny?
I'm good, brother. How you doing,
I'm
sir?
good. You from where you from?
Ethiopia.
Ethiopia. Yes. What's on your mind?
Not much. Just I've been listening to you a lot, and there's a lot of things I don't like you say,
Like
but
what?
it is. So I understand you are owed reparations. I completely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could get it. I think you deserve it. But may I give you a different perspective, maybe? If I can. I know it's none of my business,
Mm-hmm. I got to hear
but
this. What's the perspective?
so you have to, I guess, advocate for it with the US government. But if there was a possibility that you were backed with an African country, maybe Ghana, maybe Nigeria, any African country, your reparation cause was backed by an African country who would deny it to give any resources unless Black Americans, descendants of chattel slavery, were paid reparations. If you were backed by like an African government, do you think that your cause would have better chances?
Nah, not really, because that's so far-fetched. The African nations, they're not backing us like that.
I understand, but let's say you make a deal or you negotiate something. So let's say you promise to go tour there.
No, no, because you know what would happen. All they have to do is send some white people over there, and that African nation will renege on the deal. They prioritize white people too much, brother. Yeah, I look, sir. All they'll send white people over there hugging them folks. They be like, "Forget them niggas." They'll throw us to the curb so fast, sir. Let's be real. They'll throw us to the
but
damn curb the
but
minute.
if you negotiate with your leverage and make it worth their
No,
while,
no,
where they
no, no,
cannot do
sir.
that,
No,
where
psychologically, they're not there. We're not on the same page psychologically because we, as foundational Black Americans, our thing is doing the opposite of what the white supremacists do. We try to keep them out of our mix. We are the only people who have a whole culture of resisting white supremacy. All of our culture is based on resisting white supremacy. Over there in Africa, their culture is all about finding a white person to help them. Unfortunately, that's the reality. They're not challenging white supremacy. When white people show up, people get to dancing and celebrating like Jesus showed up. So if we got them somebody to say, "Hey, we're gonna back you up," they'll send some white folks over there to smile and hug, and the African nations would renege on the deal, just like they did 500 years ago, sir. The mindset from 500 years ago didn't change when the Portuguese and the Spanish and the British came over. Yeah, they were like cutting deals with some of those African nations, sir, and they'll do the same damn thing. So we've already tried that before, and that didn't work. So no, 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 that's not going to work, right?
I'm just all good. Just trying to see if I can give my perspective because white supremacy is strong because white people of all different nations are united for their own benefit.
Right. And the thing is, even within the African nations, hell, the white folks come in and get those tribes against each other. That's why the tribes, all of those different tribal groups over there, they're
I
not.
mean, that's divide and conquer. That's how they've always done it.
Right, they're not
But
even unified. They're the Tutsis and the Hutus and the yeah, the
everything is fucked up everywhere, all over
right.
Africa. I mean,
That's
it's
what I'm
not just white supremacy. Also, it's human nature. I mean, everybody has differences. So when they fight and people, it's just human people. And one thing, if I may say, you you always say you fled, but America itself was founded by people who fled.
oh,
Like it's human nature to go somewhere where You want something better.
Right. But we didn't. We're the only people over here who didn't flee nowhere. We didn't flee anything. We had to build this thing up from the top to the bottom, from the bottom to the top. Let me get my
I understand it, and that's why I think you are capable of making a deal that's worthwhile to have African nations back you up.
let me get my brother McCall in here because he's over there. Let me get my brother McCall in here.
Yes, yes, I've heard Mikhail before. I've actually heard him speak from Ethiopia before. I think he was in a taxi before.
Yes, indeed. Brother
Cool
McCall,
brother.
hop on, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, dear brother. Actually, I was with my driver. Salam no Benny. How are you, brother?
Salam no, salam no. How you doing, brother?
Zabi Meska, you okay?
Oh, Xavier Muskin. Yes, yes, I'm good,
Your
brother.
family all right?
Yes,
Family
sir.
okay?
Family is good. Yes, sir.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Give everyone my regards.
Yes, sir.
Listen, let me explain, what my brother's saying respectfully. Remember a few years ago when those fake Arab Egyptians were threatening to blow up your beautiful, very powerful, necessary, great um,
The dam.
dam, the GERD, the
Mm-hmm.
Great Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was a dam that your people literally organized billions of dollars to
Yes,
construct. Is that correct?
correct.
It was
Bond. They collected a
taxed.
bond with the people from the people, tax funded
That's right.
everything. Yes, right.
That was your, I would say, your Statue of Liberty moment. That was the moment when Ethiopia said, we can do for self, right?
Yes, I mean that was definitely a proud moment, and it's a big deal to be able to control that water per se.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of
Yeah,
resources used to flee, and there's been many leaders before this one that has
right.
tried to build
That's
it,
right.
and seeing it
Yeah.
built is definitely a proud moment.
And your people had rights to that Nile Valley region for millions of years. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last part.
Your
Network
people, your people
Yes, my
had
people.
rights, yes, to the Nile River, the Tisabai, right, for millions of years, right? That's been the way you've populated the planet. That, of course, the Eritrean Sea and what's known as the Indian Ocean for millions of years. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, Mikhail. I did not hear anything you said. Is that just me,
Or,
or
no, it's me, brother. What I'm
I'm really
saying is
sorry?
that Nile Valley, the Tisabai, is yours. That's your water. And it's been your water for millions of years, right?
The not well. Abba, yes.
Okay. And the British cut a deal with the Arabs saying, and without the approval of your government, saying, now it belongs to us. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, yeah. They kind of did. Yeah, they tried
Yeah,
to
yeah, they
control it.
did
They
that.
said that
Correct.
we couldn't control it. Yes.
Okay. Right. So while all this was happening in real time, and these Arabs were threatening, literally, to bomb the dam, to
Hmm.
bomb Ethiopia, right?
Hmm.
The African Union and other African nations were sitting by idly and watching it escalate. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of, and that's also controlled by the white supremacy money. Like all these African
Of
nations, even
course,
if they
of
want to do
course,
something,
of
they
course.
won't because they're controlled.
Right. So the point I'm making is your people were ready to fight like you fought the Italians. Is that correct?
Oh, correct. Like honestly, whenever there's an outside threat,
Right.
all the tribes that fight each other all day long, all
Organized. They
the
come together.
they come
Right.
together. Yes,
Right.
yes.
Exactly. So, but you weren't garnering support from the other 53 or 52 nations. It was Ethiopia against the world. And you were ready for that, right? If it went down, that's how it was going to go down, right?
Yeah, and that's how it was back in the days when they fought Italia too.
There you
It was
go.
like a black
Right,
and white fight. Like black people were lining up in Harlem trying to, you know,
right.
represent for black folks. Like
There you
it
go.
does that sometimes.
Okay, so the point I'm making is that's the
Mm-hmm.
type of time we're on. This is like you have your great Ethiopian Renaissance, then we have a great Black American reset. And
Mm-hmm.
part of that is fueled or powered by reparations. And we know these African nations,
Mm-hmm.
specifically your African Union,
Mm-hmm.
they're in the pockets of the European Union. You know that's who pay their salaries, right? You know
I
that.
mean, of course. I mean, even the building was built by the Chinese. So
There you go, right? So
there's a
w-
lot of control from out there. Like, you know
there
what I
you
mean?
go.
But if the Chinese and the
There you go.
whoever else, the Americans and everybody can go
There you
negotiate,
go.
why can't Black Americans do the same?
Well, the point is,
You know?
if you can't trust them, and if they're not going to back for you to deal with those Arabs, what makes you think we can form a strategic alliance with them and you're closer? Hmm?
I think that depends on who goes there to negotiate. How you go there with what leverage, what you represent, what you willing to give, how you make it work. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. So
Okay.
I'm just asking
I understand. I
that.
understand. I just wanted to give you that sort of a think of, brother. Take care of yourself. Everybody good?
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Brother Mikhail. Appreciate you. All right, Bimmy.
Nice speaking with you,
Yeah,
brother.
thank you, Bimmy. I appreciate you, bro. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Good conversation. I like that. Good, respectful conversation. Like that. That's how we got to do it. Let's get a couple of more people in here. We cooking. Let's get a couple of more people. You good down there, Yoshi? What's up, Yoshi? Give me a wave, Yoshi. Let me see. Let's get some more folks in here. Let's get some more people in here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get those hands up if you are ready. Let's get the hands up if you're ready. Get the hands up. I need y'all keep hearing my phone drop. I got a new iPhone case because I'm talking on my iPhone, and I try to use an iPhone selfie holder, but uh, these these selfie sticks, they can't hold thick phones like that. Family, can y'all recommend a selfie stick to me that can hold thick ass phones? Because a lot of the selfie sticks are not equipped to hold thick phones. If you guys can make some recommendations to me, because I've been searching, I can't find shit. So I know y'all be knowing stuff. So y'all can let me know. That'd be great. Okay. TMM, hop on in. Oh, what happened, T? TMM, hop on in, brother. Let's try one more time. I heard you, then something went down. While we're waiting on you, let's get Mr. X in the building. While we're waiting on you, we'll get Mr. X in here.
Peace, room. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, Mr. X? You good?
Yes, sir, bro. I wanted to touch with you. When the Australian white supremacist came up, and he was talking about the aspect of race and reparations. Um, I kind of feel like when you say you have to identify as black, that kind of takes away the whole lineage aspect because you have to identify as a race, right?
Hmm.
So I was wondering what you thought about like what they did with the Freeman Agency bill in California that just got introduced by the Republican guy. In that bill, you have to have, I believe, four ancestors that you could trace back. So it's not just one. So I feel like that's a good way to not have it be challenged as race based,
Hmm.
but still get those imposters out of it. And that's all I want to say.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. There's different criteria. Yeah. So when we get up there to the government and start talking about what we're supposed to get, we know how to use words like freedmen and things like that. And we got to have the language right and exact when we step to them and let them know who's qualified, because we do not want any Rachel Dolezal situations there. So we use the term freedman. We use that term, and some people said that the criteria, you have to be classified as black on your birth certificate. That could be tricky, but yeah, there's ways we can work all that stuff out, because a lot of people in the dominant society, they've gone out of their way to erase any blackness from their lineage. They hide them documents. Whiteness is very highly prioritized, and you know, for a long time, that one drop rule was real. If they found out you had one drop, you would get your whole joint reclassified. That's what Walter Plecker did out there in Virginia. He saw if any Native Americans had any inkling of a drop of black blood, he reclassified the whole family as Negro. And they didn't want that. So a lot of folks ain't gonna play games when it comes to that, because a lot of their paperwork has already been squandered and misplaced, and they've gotten rid of a lot of that paperwork tracing their black ancestry. So it's an interesting thing out here. All right, let's get the professional in the building. What's up, the professional? Hop on in, the professional. Unmute your microphone, the professional. All right. Well, we're waiting on the professional to come on in. Y'all raise your hands and we'll get you in here. Let's get one good call before we roll up out of here. Let's get one more good one. All right. Let's get them. Nush Hari, you always recommend to get on, but you never say anything. All right, Nush Hari, you never say anything. All right, Nush, you want to say something? Yo, Nush. All right, Nush, since you're not going to say nothing, I'm going to block your profile, because you always make a request, but you never say anything. He's trying to get out of here. Nope, I'm about to block you before you get out of here. Block and remove. So, got that ass. I got your ass. All right, let's get taxi driver. Taxi driver in the building. Hop on. What's up, taxi?
Tariq, how are you? It's taxi driver from Zimbabwe. I just come up to say, at first I didn't get you, but I get you now. I mean, the clarity of thought and your presentations, very interesting. The conversations are very thought-provoking, and they free the mind, right?
Yes.
Because they are very informing, and the way you go back into history uh, and understand the events as they are unfolded. Yourself, and I can't remember the brother that was questioning the Australian guy who was, I mean, not guy, supremacist. He was very interesting to go back in history and put him in a corner that he couldn't wriggle. That's
Mhm.
informing with the information. And to that supremacist, I think it was very rude of you, if you're listening, to say to people feel like they've been wronged. People have been wronged, right? People have been enslaved. People have been killed. And you say they feel like they've been wronged. What rank hypocrisy. Thank you,
Right.
Tariq.
Thank you so much. And shout out to everybody out there in Harare. I absolutely loved it out there in Zimbabwe. Beautiful people out there. They treated me very, very lovely in Zimbabwe. You have always heard me speak very highly of Zimbabwe. Wonderful people. I got to get back out there and visit them. I absolutely love those people out there. They were so hospitable. The food was good out there in Zimbabwe too. Yeah, so they were cool, cool people. Very cool people. They had a banquet for me out there. I didn't even know it. The people there invited me to a dinner, and the dinner was for me. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. They had drums and flowers and dancing women and shit, and I loved it. I loved it. They rolled out the red carpet for me. I felt like the Prince of Zamunda. Yeah, it was beautiful. Um, But anyway, let me get up out of here, man. It's been real. Shout out to everybody who tuned in. Shout out to Brother McCall for really breaking some stuff down on that last call. Brother broke it down phenomenally. And listen, y'all go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Everybody give a contribution to the Hidden History Museum. Go to rootworkstyle.com. Get your Rootwork deodorant. And I'm up out of here. Puppy Akute.